Over on Netflix, arriving on Thursday, the 30th of May, we have a new drama series starring the fantastic Benedict Cumberbatch. It's called Eric, and here's a clip.
48 hours since Edgar Anderson was last seen around 8 a.m. en route to school. We're urging anybody with information, however small, please come forward, pick up the phone, and help us bring Edgar home.
Always good to see Cumberbatch in something, isn't it, Hannah? So this, of course, everything's set in the 1980s, isn't it, these days? So this is no exception. It's set in 1980s New York, and it's from the writer Abby Morgan, who wrote The Split, amongst other things. And Cumberbatch is playing this puppeteer called Vincent. So he works in a sort of Muppet Sesame Street type kids puppet show called Good Day Sunshine that he came up with, and he's one of the puppeteers. So that whole side of things is great. It's great seeing them operating the puppets and doing the voices. Really, really good. And he's a complex character, this guy. He's obviously very creative, but he's very prickly. He can be a fun and good dad, but he can also be quite distant. He drinks quite a lot, and he has horrible arguments with his wife. And yeah, he has this 9-year-old son, Edgar, played by Ivan Howe, who clearly sort of idolizes him, and he starts drawing his own puppets, and he, trying to show them to his dad, who doesn't always pay attention. Anyway, long story short, Edgar goes missing on the way to school. So the police start to investigate, and the subplot involving the policeman who's on the case is really interesting in its own right. But yeah, I mean, Cumberbatch he just has such presence on screen, and he's terrific in this. He's compelling, playing someone who's kind of going off the rails. I mean, he was in that superb adaptation of Patrick Melrose on Sky, which was great, and this, certainly episode 1 of this, I really liked. And there's a twist right at the end of the episode, which I'm not going to reveal, that just kind of takes it in a whole new direction. But yeah, I don't want to spoil the surprise. Watch it, because Cumberbatch is great. The setting is really different and interesting. I mean, they live in this big brownstone in a quite a sort of rundown area, and that's, the kid disappears from this slightly dangerous area, and he's walked past the nightclub, and is the nightclub involved? So yeah, I really liked it. I thought it was terrific. What did you think, Hannah?
Yeah, it's really good. I mean, it's every parent's worst nightmare, isn't it? And it's kind of, Benedict Cumberbatch, absolutely. I mean, he's just great at everything that he does, isn't he? And in this, he's kind of this very sort of tortured genius, this puppeteer who is just desperate to get his son back, as every parent would be. And it's kind of, it's not just what's going on, though, at the front of everything. It's kind of what's going on behind it too. And he battles his own demons, and you see all of that. And he is a really tortured person, but incredibly clever. And I find this kind of thing very interesting, in kind of like the human sort of psychologies, really, and the things that you'll do and the levels you'll go to get what you want back, what means most to you. And I think that it had to be played by the right person. I think Benedict does a job perfectly. Really good.